Hi, I'm Spencer, Director of Content at MQA Labs. In my career that spans close to 40 years, I've always been in pursuit of capturing and presenting music in its highest resolution to reproduce that emotional magic of live music in a real space. So far, this has meant recording, mixing, and mastering in almost every kind of format and resolution. Yet for all of our technical advances, there's always been a veil between the listener and the recording. Here at MQA Labs, we're developing the tools to help break down that last barrier between the listener and the performer. So what you're hearing right now is music running through our new plugins, Inspira and Endura. We're very excited to introduce these tools, giving artists unprecedented control over the critical time domain response of every track and mix. In today's video, we're going to take a look at Inspira. This is Inspira. Inspira is designed for the recording, overdub, and mixing process to give creators direct control over the time domain response, noise shaping, and dither. On the left here, you have the align control, which is what we use to manage the time domain response. With the align set to 0, you're hearing your track without any time domain correction. It's fine, it's nice, but it's missing a great deal of sound and texture we heard in the room. Now as we move the align control to 4, you can see how the unnatural pre-response shifts to a more natural post-response. Why 4? Because this is a setting that moves all of the pre-ring while keeping the post-ring to a minimum. In our listening and research, we found this to be the most revealing and natural setting for almost any kind of music, but it does depend on your specific A to D converter, so experiment to tune the sound to your taste. Let's listen to the effect of Inspira on the bass track here as we solo it up. We start off at 0, and as we move to 4, the timbre of the instrument deepens, and it has a much more natural feel and texture. You can hear the resonance of the cavity of the upright bass as opposed to just the strings vibrating. Now moving the align control past 4 lengthens the post ring. You may find this useful in certain cases to add a little bit of edge back onto the track. We've also given you the ability to go the other way and actually add pre-ring to your track. Moving the align control into the negative region has a thinning effect and gives it a definite digital edge, which you may find useful in your work. Some may use the negative settings to familiarize themselves with the exact nature of the pre-ring response, so you can tune it to your taste. Either way, how you use the tool is up to you. The Align tool also works in conjunction with the dithering and noise shaping tools here on the right. Dither is a tiny amount of inaudible noise that's added to the signal to open up the depth and resolution of your track. The noise shapers here have been specially designed and selected for use across multiple tracks, and they come in 3 basic families: flat, air, and psychoacoustic. The flat shaper is just that. It distributes your dither evenly or flatly across the audio spectrum. The air family shapes some of the noise into the higher frequencies and away from the mid-range where it might be more detectable. Psychoacoustic shapers follow complex curves that mimic the shape and response of our human hearing system. Now we find that air shapers tend to have a lighter and somewhat brighter sound, while psychoacoustic shapers lend depth and solidity to your track. Now the depth control here will move your shape dither up and down in level. For best resolution, we recommend a setting between 4 and 10. Please take the time to experiment and find out what works best for your mix. Some users have also extended Inspira's use beyond individual tracks, applying it across their immersive and multi-channel buses. We invite you to try them all and to mix and match your settings to sculpt your particular sound. Inspira aims to give you control of some of the fundamental properties of digital audio that can greatly affect the sound of your production. It can give every track a more natural feel, which makes them easier to mix and blend without having to reach for EQ or tone balancers. But it can also be used as a creative and educational tool to help you understand these effects and put them to use in your production. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for more from MQA Labs.